Hello and welcome to a recorded on Friday before we go out to party episode edition.
No, we always look like this.
That's not true. My hair usually isn't up.
When it is up, you go to bed with it just like that, and you wake up the next day and you're like, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, basically. I wish my makeup did that too. But I'm Azzy.
And I'm Mouse.
And we are going to talk to you about the reviews. This week we got 3 albums. We are reviewing The Rips.
The Rip.
The Rips album Hallo.
Okay. Hello!
Hallo on Swiss Dark Nights. We are reviewing White Mansion's Human on Cold Transmission. And 85816's self-titled debut.
It's an EP, so...
EP?
That is a noisy cat.
Which, as far as I can tell, was also self-released.
I think so, yes.
It does say Dead Studio 2020, but I don't know if that's where they recorded it, but it doesn't matter. We'll get to that later. All right, let's start with The Rip.
The Rip. Hello. So, I've never heard of The Rip before. I think they have been around for a little while. But their release, Hallo, was released on Swiss Dark Nights on January 31st. They are from Italy.
Yeah? I mean, that's not surprising. It's Swiss Dark Nights. They're from over there as well.
Over there. Not to be confused with a band called The Rip that's based in Tampa, which is surf rock.
Yeah, I learned that from Facebook today. There is a surf punk band in Tampa called The Rip.
So they are The Rip Italy, if you'd like to find them on Facebook. They have 2 band members. One does voice and bass, the other one does sounds and bass. Somewhere in there's guitar. I don't know how they balance it out, but it's a pretty interesting sound. In their Facebook description, they say their influences are shoegaze, industrial, electronica, alternative.
See, I'm wondering if by shoegaze they mean like later era The Cure, because that's all I heard when I listened to this album.
I heard inspirations from 90s shoegaze. There was nothing industrial about it. They even used like the death rock tag, and there was nothing death rock about it.
Well, that's because it's the label tags.
Oh. Mm-hmm. They need to update that for the band and for the album.
I heard once that a label can't, they pick their tags and they can't change their tags after that. So they just put a bunch on that are indicative of what could potentially be in their collection.
Okay. Well,
in their like artist pool.
This album is not death rock or synthwave or gothic rock per se.
Kind of got some synthwave vibes for like 5 seconds on some of like the very new wave riffs.
There was some new wave inspiration for sure,
Mm-hmm.
But mostly with this album, I'm getting post-punk, indie post-punk, inspired by new wave and
The Cure. I honestly swear I heard like
just a little bit.
Like the guitars, they jangled sometimes in the way that like The Cure's more super shoegazy stuff did.
And that also reminded me of some New Order in there, so like early 80s or early 90s. So that's just all over the place. You're gonna just have to go check it out and listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's an 11-track album, which they could have just cut it down to 10 tracks because there's an intro.
A minute-long intro.
Intros are a waste of time.
Just called Thank You, and...
Thank you for listening to my 1-minute waste of time.
I was actually very surprised when it went into the next track, and I was like, oh. And then I had to look, and I was like, oh.
I don't do that.
Where was this going? But I did like A Perfect Day.
A Perfect Day.
I thought it was very sweet.
It is. I don't know how something can be mellow and upbeat at the same time. But it seemed to be like mellow energy, romantic post-punk.
Romantic post-punk.
Is that a thing?
I don't think so, but I like that as a description for this band.
Soothing, emotionless vocals. At times, the vocals are very reserved, which lets the guitars shine a lot more.
I really do think the guitars were my favorite part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they have songs like The Beautiful Losers Oh, I just kind of jumped down to track 4, but
That's okay.
The Beautiful Losers, and that did remind me of like some kind of like grunge, early 90s alternative. But yeah, almost every track was kind of like mellow and subdued and that kind of thing. Any particular song stood out to you?
A Perfect Day.
A Perfect Day. There was a track called Ride on Fear, which I felt was like a mellow, slow burn. Like it was like a slow burn, and then after it was done, it just like had a minute long of just like easing out, just like a tinkling bass line, and then it just faded out for like a minute and a half. But that was interesting. But mostly this is for like driving around on a Sunday afternoon and relaxing, I guess.
Or, at 3 a.m. when you're like, I don't want to pull out my phone and look at my GPS. I'm just going to try to figure out where the hell I am. I do that a lot.
You pull out your GPS when you're lost?
No, I don't. I don't look up directions. Sometimes I'll just keep driving and try to figure out where I am.
Oh.
And I usually do it in cities I don't know, so it doesn't really
I have my
help me
GPS
any.
on all the time, like even to go back home from a place I'm familiar with.
You're going to forget how to get home.
No, I just want to know how long it's going to take. I want to know if there's like accidents and stuff.
Okay.
I like it. And then I remember there's a song at the end called We'll Never Know. That is a dreamy, slow ballad, and it's like 7 minutes long. But enjoyable nonetheless. Very soothing vocals. And that's kind of what I got out of it.
Yeah, that's about what I got out of it too. It was very mellow. To be honest, it was.
I can't even think of another word for mellow. It was just mellow.
Yeah, it was very low energy. Yeah,
But
I had to listen to it in pieces because it kept.
I'm pretty sure that's the intention. The flowy airiness of it is like the shoegaze that we were talking about. So
Yeah, I had to listen to the album in pieces. I could only listen to it in small chunks at a time because it was so soothing, just in the guitars and the vocals, that I was like, I can't focus on this because I'm just.
I actually listened to it and I was like, I'm gonna go take a nap now. And I cheated a nap today.
Aw.
Oh, no, I wasn't supposed to, but it was a perfect day.
All right. Favorite track? Was it A Perfect Day?
I'm gonna say, yeah, it was a perfect day. Yeah, it has to be. Track 2. Track 2 wins again.
Yeah. Cool. Indie post-punk. Rock on. Let's go talk about our harder release.
Our harder release.
In terms of it being more death rock and less indie post-punk.
Oh, the only one that was more death rock? Oh, that would be 85816.
85816 and their self-titled album called Self-Titled, which they
was-
could have just abbreviated it ST because we know what that is now.
I would have been like, oh my god, another album called ST.
And this released on January 4th, earlier this year. It's a 4-track EP. The band is from Moscow, and it is Maxim on guitar and drum machine.
And Dimitri.
On lyrics and vocals. And their Bandcamp poetry reads, the group is formed of 2 people and is named in honor of the deceased side of 2154, which collided in the air with a cargo Boeing mistakenly manager killing 71 people.
I think there's probably some like translation issue / typos.
Oh, absolutely.
That's why the word manager is just in the middle of there.
I think it said mistaken, or
they mistakenly manager killed people. Oh my gosh! But I got completely sidetracked and had to go look it up. 85816 is the tail number for a plane. The 2154 is the type of plane that collided in midair with a DHL flight. Due to communication errors from, the traffic controller, air traffic controller, and 71 people died. So I think it's kind of cool that they named their entire project after that.
I wonder if they knew someone who died.
probably.
See, what freaks me out, because I kept thinking about that, like, this is gonna sound so dumb. I read their Bandcamp poetry before I listened to the album, and like, for days I just kept thinking about that, like, why wouldn't you turn the plane?
Oh!
Like, it was really bothering me.
Yeah,
And then I got over it enough to listen to the EP, and I really like it.
I like it too. Of course, it's too short. It's only 4 tracks long.
I know, it's 4 tracks long, and the tracks are like 4.5 to 6 minutes long, so that's kind of nice, but throughout the whole EP, they have this really cool use of, like, organs and death rock vocals and
Organs
really
are
sexy
everything.
bass lines.
Oh my god. So even the first track, which is called Other, it opens with organ, and you're just like, yes, you are setting the stage for spooky European death rock.
Yeah, and then it gets to, like, the bass line, you're just like, oh, this is gonna be post-punk. Cool. And then you get to the vocals, and you're like, it's back.
This is death rock!
Vocals with the organs, and you're just like, this is death rock, this is the best thing.
Yeah, there was that guitar riff in the middle that was definitely like straight up like post-punk, like that era kind of thing. And I did also think that it was gonna go the post-punk new wave way. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the vocals just nails it right in.
Yep. And the vocals are in line with, like, they come in the middle of this track with the organs again, and you're just like, I know exactly where I am. Thank
I know
you.
exactly where I am. The track 0 is great. That's track 2. Mm-hmm. I love the use of the keys and the organ. Like it's probably not a real organ. It's probably just like a keyboard that sounds like a synthesizer that sounds like organ.
Yeah.
But that was the one where I put the note, like, by the end of the song it spirals into hysterical smacking.
Smacking of keyboards. Yeah.
So that just made me laugh out loud. 0 is a great track.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great light death rock, light post-punk death rock,
Light post-punk death rock.
and then the keys, like, whoever's playing it just goes, and it made me laugh so hard because they didn't just program this with a computer. They were actually using keys. And
Well, I really did feel like the entire EP had kind of like that campy mid-2000s carnival death rock sound that you might find from, like,
yeah,
Deadchowski or Castrati or Cinema Strange.
And I like that just adding something as simple as that means they don't take themselves too seriously. Because, like, I was already going into it thinking that it would be super serious every single song.
I mean, especially after that, like, this is why we titled the band as such.
Yeah.
Oh, and the songs are in Russian.
Are they?
I think so.
I did hear Russian. Yeah, I did hear Russian in there somewhere. So I don't know what the songs are actually about. Maybe they're all about 85816.
Maybe. Requiem, the third one. I would dance to that.
That is how I
dance-
described it. Perfect, dancey death rock tune. I loved it. I loved it. These songs are fun. They're engaging.
Yeah.
They have all the elements.
Yeah, there's
that you
enough
want.
going on in them that you're like, this is keeping me, like, engaged. Like you said, they are engaging.
That last track, Forgotten, the first minute is like a tinkle of guitar.
Tinkle.
Tinkle. And then it gets into, like, this multi-layered noise track. Like, they have a lot going on, and my brain couldn't decipher the melody anymore. So that is my least favorite track.
That's fair. What was your most favorite track?
Requiem.
Oh, see, mine was Other.
Oh, okay. No love for the hysterical guitar?
I did love that, like that.
Yeah, definitely have to check that out. Mm-hmm. But altogether, so exciting. Like, I hope that there's more. I hope there's an album. I hope they go touring. I need
hope
to
they
find
get
out
on a
more.
label.
I hope they get on a label. Well, we know a lot of labels.
Just message
Pay attention.
them. Sign to these guys.
Sign these guys.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, that brings us right into our last album. which is White Mansion's release Human, which came out on January 24th on Cold Transmission Records. And their Bandcamp poetry is quite lovely. The main body of the work comes from within, a slow burn into the tortured relationships, the longing, lust, and erotic despair that comes from love and the loss of self. These themes are punctuated by stadium-filling drums and rhythms, mournful and passionate guitars, with lush synthesized sounds that swell to silence.
These are my words.
To be human, whoa, is to be translucent. And this album is a description of what it's like to be wrestled from grace.
Jesus.
Amen. They're from Arkansas.
What?
Yeah.
I was gonna look them up and,
They're from,
sometimes I don't look it up and I try to guess by listening to the music, because a lot of times you can tell it's like regionalized or localized. I don't know what it's called.
This is true.
I actually thought they were like from England.
Oh, like how we thought that Mannequin was from, like, Belgium. And they were from San Diego. No, they're from, Fayetteville, Arkansas.
That is not as fun as I thought.
No, but that's super cool.
That's actually really commendable that you come from the middle of Arkansas and can make music like this, because this is an extremely well-produced album.
It really, really is. And there was a lot of diversity in this album.
There is. It's not really as dark as most of the music that we review. But still, it's pretty beautiful in a lot of areas.
It was very new wavy.
I heard new wave. I heard just what I want to call alternative. Like alternative, you know what? Like I don't know. I can't think of any alternative bands or anything like that. Like White Lies, and I know we had talked about like Interpol and stuff like that. They don't sound like those bands, but that era of music, that kind of music. In their description, they said stadium-filling drums. I felt like it was like stadium-filling like vocals and drums, and it seems like, and they're like a 5-piece band, aren't they? They sound like a 5-piece band.
You know, I'm not sure.
There was a picture of them on the top of, is it Facebook? And you could hear every instrument because it's so well produced. There are songs that lead in with keyboards, synths, and then there are songs that focus more on like the drum and bass. The drums and the bass, I mean.
And then there's some songs that just get a little weird.
Yeah.
I like the ones that got weird.
Everybody has to do that. I feel like everybody has to do that. Ooh, look at them. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they're 5-piece.
Andy Wade, Dusty Domino, Travis Keemer, Seth Hudspeth.
Are these real names?
Eli Barrett.
What?
There's 3 T's. Come on.
Eli Barrett. Wow, are those real names? They're pretty damn cool real names. Is that how they name people in Arkansas? I don't know about Dusty Domino, though.
I don't know.
I don't think that's a real name.
Dusty Domino sounds like the most real name on there to me.
Dusty, let us know. So starts with Human, which is a pretty catchy tune. A lot of them are pretty catchy.
Yeah.
Clear Your Head, which is the number 2 track. That's gotta be like their first single.
Oh, I really liked that song. Mm-hmm. I thought it was fantastic.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
His vocals are proud. They're booming. They're
proud.
They're like confident.
Confident
vocals.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So like, I don't know how to describe it, but like, aside from like the rip, like he's like, hey everybody, listen to me, you know, like if you ever hear like the Presets or a band like that, the vocals really make this band. I did feel that like the vocals changed up from track to track.
Yeah.
Which was weird. Like sometimes I wondered if there was a different singer.
I felt like it was the same singer on all the tracks, but I appreciate how there was like a lot of sort of playing around, and
I liked how each track didn't sound like the same track over and over.
Yeah,
I can appreciate that.
Like this album honestly is not like, it's not a genre that I usually go back and like listen to and am, you know, like deeply in love with or familiar with, but I did enjoy this release because of the variety and how much changed up on it, and like I said, the occasional weirdness.
I do have to point out there's a track called Amos. That's one where he goes, summertime, summertime, summertime. I swear he said White Mansion as lyrics in the song. And I was like, oh my god, did he just do a KMFDM and just...
Amos was a really weird track.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't mean like weird and like a like fun death rock weird. I mean just like weird and like I did not know what to make of that track.
Oh, he said summer, summer, summertime. That's what he said. And then I started thinking of the old Fresh Prince of Bel-Air song, or the Will Smith song.
Amos, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the track that, now that I know that they're from Arkansas, makes perfect fucking sense in terms of like their lyrics and what they're talking about throughout it.
I have no idea what they were talking about other than summertime
And
White
wish
Mansion.
I could remember. Because they don't have the lyrics available, and I usually don't write lyrics down. I'm not like trying to transcribe them.
Lyrics are so important. They add a whole new depth to music, and I don't know why you would leave it off of an album, but maybe if we had the physical version, it would have the lyrics.
That is true. I bet you that's exactly the case. But Faded.
Faded, I loved Faded.
Track 6, Faded. Oh,
Like I heard it
so good.
Like it leads in with synth, and it's almost like the entire song is a chorus. Like the whole song is like awesome.
Yes, that's a really good description of it. I like that.
Because when it starts out, it's almost like those are the lyrics to the chorus, and it never slows down. It never like pulls back to give you the verses part of it. The whole song is a chorus. That's the way I felt.
That's a really great description. I like that.
The track Offshore was just a break. Like, let's just take a break and play the piano. So you had one of them just sitting there going... Yeah, that was the song. Just so you could regroup. And there was a time where I hated songs like that. But now it breaks up the album. It lets you reflect and take a break and
Get a glass of water.
go to the bathroom. No, I was driving, so it was fine. But it's a good separation between Faded and Idle Changes, because Idle Changes is also another stellar sing-along track. It's like, it could be a single. Like, I could see them, didn't they make a music video for one of these songs? They did. But we're on our phones and we can't see it.
Anyway, should we talk about Lizard Queen?
No! Oh my god. I did not like Lizard Queen.
I did.
Ah, did you really? Oh my god. Lizard Queen was like a Queensryche song. It was like I was at a concert.
Queensryche.
I love Queensryche. Oh, I love them. I just didn't want them at the end of my White Mansion album.
Alright, that's fair.
It was epic. It was bold, and
Can you picture this band in a stadium near you?
yeah, absolutely. Like, that was their like 70s prog rock song. And oh my god, in the end they did the whole like bow, bow, bow. Like it went on for like 10 times. Like you can hear the audience like clapping, like oh my god. That was a lot. What did you like about Lizard Queen?
What did I like about it? That it was epic.
Oh. Were you like, yeah, Lizard Queen?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. I just like that it was like this big song.
Big song. It was.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe I just don't get it. Like I don't know.
Alright.
It was 10 minutes long. Was it 10
It
minutes
was
long?
5 minutes long.
Oh shit, okay, never mind. What the heck was I thinking of? Why was I thinking it was 10 minutes long? Was I mixing it up with the last track on RIP? No, I swear it was 10 minutes long.
It's 5.
It felt like 10 minutes.
It was that big.
Oh my god, big true.
Favorite track?
Faded.
Same. Definitely
Yeah,
Faded.
That's the one. That's the one.
Followed by Clear Your Head.
I would say followed by Idle Changes. Clear Your Head is a close third.
A close third.
Yeah. Those are really standout tracks. Dreaming, I don't even remember. I think it also reminded me of Queensryche. But
So this band reminded you of Queensryche.
no, just the last couple of songs.
Okay.
Not the alternative pop post-punk tracks with a little bit of new wave inspiration. Not that kind of stuff. So just the last two tracks.
Okay, that's fair.
I want to know what I was listening to that was 10 minutes long.
Was it Marky Moon?
Marky Moon's Abandon.
Abandon, yeah.
No, that song is great. That's a great 10-minute song.
Trong.
Trong. We should make a playlist of 10-minute songs. That are great.
Okay, let's do that. Can we make Sammy Moto do it?
We're gonna make Acid Bitter do it.
That's great. But I enjoyed the releases this week. I enjoy the releases every week. What the fuck am I saying?
Yeah, that's true. We pick good stuff. We pick stuff. We pick stuff we like. I mean, we pick stuff that we enjoy.
Yeah.
And
There definitely been weeks where like we get together and we're both just like, I really didn't like this album that we picked out to review. Can we do something else? And yeah, we always try to review something we like.
I mean, we could give bad reviews.
We could. I know people want to see us be mean, and I'm a catty bitch.
I don't want to be mean because I could always see the good in every album. Like, I actually have fun listening to music.
Do you find that your music appreciation has grown since doing this project?
I still always listen to music.
No, I mean like your appreciation for various aspects of music that you might not have enjoyed before.
Probably. I mean, I spend more time with albums than I normally do.
Yeah, I enjoy synth shit more than I used to.
That's awesome.
I knew that would make you happy.
Oh, I enjoy. Well, I mean, I get to listen to more death rock than I usually do.
Yay! So, we're at that partner video where we thank our patrons. And we've been enjoying thanking everybody because everybody's contribution matters. And honestly, you're all awesome. I mean, for reals. Just, you know, as a reminder, what do people's Patreon dollars get them? Well,
you can get access to our Discord, where you can chat and discuss what you're listening to, what we're listening to. We're
usually a little bit meaner if we don't like something.
Yeah, we're a little honest.
We're always honest, come on.
But, like, very honest.
Too honest.
We post pictures of our pets.
Oh gosh, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, and we just have a goofy time.
Because they're fucking cute.
Yeah, but we just have a goofy time, and it's great. So, starting from the top with the A's, thank you, Acid Bitter.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you, Cadaver Kelly.
Thank you, Darla.
Thank you, David Zoeser.
Thank you, David Montoya.
Thank you, Diasiculus.
Thank you, Demetria.
Thank you, Dreaming Noctis.
Thank you, Ensitzlich.
Thank you, Fifth Dream.
That was hard. Thank you, Gustavo.
Thank you, Ian.
Thank you, Iris.
Thank you, Jay and Turnus.
Thank you, Junkyard Bat.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you, Libby.
Thank you, Mason.
Thank you, Max Shrek.
Thank you, Melly.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank
Argus.
you, Skullgirdle.
Thank you, Radan.
Thank you, Sabaris.
I get all the hard names. Thank you, the Count.
Thank you, Tiffany.
Thank you, Two Broke Goths.
That's Megan out of St. Louis.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you, Uncle Fester.
Is that it?
That's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that is awesome. So smash that like and follow and subscribe. Subscribe to us on Facebook, YouTube. I feel like there's something else.
Instagram.
Oh, fuck, yes. Yes, our Instagram is blowing up. So thank you so much.
Oh gosh, isn't it like, it's fucking weird.
What?
Our Instagram.
Yeah, blowing up?
Yeah.
Well, we have Acid Bitter to thank for that.
Yeah, that's true.
Style points.
Style points. All right. We'll see you next time.
Okay.